Hello, 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 beautiful people. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hello, Jada. I love you so much. Thank you so much for joining. Hello, Tasha. Hey, little bud. Hello, I love you. I'm trying to wave. Oh no, I turned my... Okay, let me stop. But literally, thank you so much for tuning in. I am going live on my IGTV as well as my YouTube. Both are at The Pink Lady. That is pink spelled with a Y, not with an I, just like my real name. And thank you so much, Jada. My locks, I really love them. Like, they're just I love them so much. I think that this has been my favorite thing that I have done to my hair. So thank you for pointing it out, because I will see you very soon, okay? I promise. I will figure it out. But basically, whether you tuned into the first part of this or not, if you saw the first part of this, I really appreciate you so much for tuning in, okay? But basically, what is going on here is like I said, am the Pink Lady, and today I have a little bit of a channeled message through books for you guys today. Now, don't get intimidated by that, but I'm in the process of moving. I'm packing up my room, and while I was doing that, I actually was cleaning out my bookshelf. And thank you so much, little bud. Thank you so much for saying my hair looks nice. I got a channeled message through books. Now, in my last live, I talked about how I think knowledge is power, how I think we need to get back reading. Thank you so much for the people that are tuning in on YouTube. Hello. Thank you so much. Like I said, I am on YouTube at The Pink Lady as well as IGTV. So if you see me looking in two different places, that is why. Thank you so much for tuning in, though. This is a very important and channeled message. And what I am going to call this, I love you so much, is cheat code. That is the title for this live, and this is the first cheat code. Hello, thank you so much for tuning in. Okay, so basically I have a channel message through books that I was cleaning out of my closet on my closet shelf. Now, I literally only have little bits of them from each, but then I pulled some oracle cards to kind of help explain and wrap things up. But basically what I wanted to talk about today, I wanted to talk to you guys today because I've been feeling a little anxious. Hello, thank you so much for tuning in. But I've been feeling excuse me, guys. I've been feeling a little anxious just with the state of the world and what we're going through currently, and I just feel like there's a lot of I love you so much, little bit. We are sisters, okay? I am pretty, you're pretty, I love you so much. My little sister is watching this IGTV, guys. So everybody say hello to my little sister. But basically, what I'm here to talk to you guys about today is the channel messages that I got through these books. And the biggest thing that I wanted to focus on more so is just really some proactive way, something that we can actually do, knowledge that is actually applicable, things that we actually can do or incorporate in our everyday lives to help us during these times. In my last reading, like I said, I think we need to get back to reading, and especially reading about ways that societies in the past have dealt with things, or have dealt with situations or times like what we're going through right now before, because history has a cycle, and history has unfortunately, but fortunately in a way, been repeating itself. But with that being said, our history has a lot to teach us. I feel like our ancestors have a lot to teach us. Okay, that is my heart chakra bell, baby. But with that being said, and I also have to say something about my plant. My mom got me this plant because she says that it reminded her of me, and so now I just keep it like around me all the time because she has like pink, like you see. This is so pretty. Okay, so anyways, on to the point. But actually, this plant has a lot to do with what we're going to talk about, because we are talking about plant medicine. We're talking about healing power, and I am calling out to all of my witches, all of the people that actually like to work with the earth, that like to work their intentional magic in a tangible way. I am really calling out to you guys in this reading as well, and if you stay tuned, I am going to continue to explain why that's going to make a little sense, but I want to first jump into some of the books, or the books that I did get the channel messages from. Hold up, I want to read a comment on IGTV. Yes, self-education is so important, and I think a way for us to express the way that we feel is very important during these times, because that numbness really does come from our like inability, or like our feeling that like we can't do anything. But we actually have a lot of power. There are actually a lot of things that we can do right now, and a lot of people in a lot of ways are rising to the call, really. But there are so many multiple ways that you can advocate for the rights of the people that deserve it, and especially we're talking about Black lives. Okay, so I think that it is time for us, because we're gonna get into it in this reading, but I think one of the biggest things that is hard for Black people specifically to acknowledge is how magical we really are, because a lot of our inherent belief systems were stripped away from us, specifically African Americans. A lot of our inherent belief systems were stripped away from us. Our abilities to practice and speak our own home languages, our abilities to congregate how we wish, was taken away from us, and then we were given this very stripped down white bread version of an amalgamation of beliefs, because that's really what the Bible is. That's not what this conversation's about. Okay, so boom. Black people, I find it to be, I'm trying to use my words specifically, but I find it to be something that is frequent in the Black community that we struggle with, is acknowledging the power of things bigger than us and things bigger than God, or not God, but things bigger than Christianity, or things or ideas that can explain other aspects of the way certain things function. Now, if you're watching this live, you have to have some sort of belief or trust in intention and love and the universe, and other things other than maybe the monolithic religion we were given when we were stolen and brought to this country. Okay, but I literally am rambling. But one of the things that I want to read from is, like I said, I have a couple of books in front of me. Now, this one is called The Rosicrucian Principles for Home and Business by H. Spencer Lewis, PhD. And I intuitively flipped to chapter 47. I mean, not chapter 47, chapter 4, page 47. And it's the title is Commanding Cosmic Help. This is it. This is the book. All right. The real mystic knows that he must work through the cosmic. Now, a mystic is somebody that works with magic, or that believes that they have the power to influence their world around them, to interact with their world around them in ways that are not always perceivable, in ways that cause you to have to study or accept the fact that there are multiple things, multiple realities, multiple ideas existing in this world that we all live in at once. So the real mystic knows that he must work through the cosmic and with cosmic law in order to bring about the realization of his conceived and visualized dreams and plans. So the real mystic knows that he must work through the cosmic. Okay. Hello, Unlikely Fox. Thank you so much for tuning in. So you must work through the cosmic and with cosmic law in order to bring about the realization of his or her conceived and visualized dreams and plans. So it's saying someone who truly understands and wants to bring something in manifestation knows that they must go through the spirit, they must go through the cosmic, they must interact with the divine in some sort of way, shape, or form, because that is what truly fortifies an intention. And we're going to talk about intentions a little bit later. So it says, he never forgets the cosmic law, and he never fails to take the cosmic into partnership in all of his plans and desires. But there is a great difference between commanding cosmic help and demanding cosmic help. Thank you so much for your healing. Honestly, truly, your readings have done so much for me. Thank you so much. One may command cosmic help through one's worthiness, sincerity, loyalty, and devotion to cosmic ideals. But one can never demand anything from the cosmic, for the attitude of demanding would immediately preclude any consideration on the part of the cosmic for the wishes and desires of the petitioner. Hello, Brandon. Thank you so much for joining. And so basically what this paragraph just kind of meant to me, and like I said, this came from Rosicrucian Principles for Home and Business. Okay, for Home and Business. I am on IGTV and YouTube by H. Spencer Lewis. But basically what I feel like this is saying is, like, you know, in order to create any actual effective change, guys, we need to have a little faith in the powers that exist. I just saw the clock. The powers that exist and that are here to help us spiritually. Because especially since we're talking about Black people, guys, like, our spirit is so powerful. It is literally the thing that brought me here to speak to you guys. Like, the fact that I am here is a testament to the strength of spirit and the spirits that I come from. You feel me? Okay, so we need to interact with the divine in order to make a lot of the changes that we want to see that is going on in our lives, even our ability to manifest certain things. We have so much power together, and I feel like I was saying earlier, if we as a people, as a community, were more willing to talk about some of these ideas and some of these things that I'm going to talk about in this reading, I think it could be really helpful. And I want to try to start some type of conversation about this, and I want to do it in an informed way, and that is why I am taking excerpts from books that I have just in my room. So these are also books that I am recommending to you guys. So the next book the next excerpt that I'm going to read is from the book The 7 Spiritual Laws of Superheroes, Harnessing Our Power to the World, and it's by Deepak Chopra. This is the book. This is the book. Okay. So I intuitively flipped to chapter 6, and it's the law of intention. And I find this picture so powerful. The law of intention. God is so powerful. Like, oh my God, thank you to the whole divine, my whole spirit team for this reading, because this really did a lot for me. Like I said, I was feeling really anxious earlier, and pulling cards always gives me some sort of peace of mind. And I always, if I find clarity in it, I feel like by sharing it, someone else can find clarity in it, and I that brings me peace. So thank you to everyone that is watching. I really do love you. Okay. So the law of intention, it says intention is I want to see if I can read this and show you guys at the same time. I sure can. Intention is the fundamental impulse that activates all action. As such, the law of intention is the activating principle behind all other laws, not distracted by the clutter and the cacophony of their own emotions or those of the world itself. Superheroes are able to tap into a collective intelligence that reveals itself through confidence, precision, integrity, radiant energy, and charisma. Okay, thank you so much, Brandon. So like I said, we are talking about the law of intention because I feel like intention has the power of intention can truly help us right now. And like I said, I really am calling on all my magic babes and babies, okay, all my little kitchen witches, okay, all my rich bitch energies, okay. We need all the people that do believe in magic and the divine to come together, because we need to come together, because we can do work in all realms and get this shit done, baby. We have so much power. Okay, so the next excerpt from this book is on page 119, and it says this. So in the beginning of this excerpt, his son was basically comparing him to Doctor Strange, I believe. And he was just musing on that idea and trying to figure out like what his relationship to that character was. So it says, even after Gotham's retelling of the origins of Doctor Strange, and I love that this is about like superheroes and stuff like that, because I'm all about that shit. Hi Sydney, thank you so much for tuning in. I love you so much. Okay, so even after Gotham's retellings of the origin of Doctor Strange, I was still not sure how to take his analogy to me, as in his son comparing him to that character. I do confess that my own journey into the fields of medicine, science, mysticism, human potential, and most important, the exploration of consciousness has been an extraordinary adventure. Okay, my understanding of the deeper mechanics of consciousness is plucked from dozens of sources, from ancient Indian Vedanta to modern quantum physics. My curiosity about the nature of the universe and our connection to it has burned inside of me for as long as I can remember. I love you guys so much. It's why I entered this field of medicine to begin with, and also why I left. All my life, I lived by Einstein's credo. I want to know how God thinks. Everything else is a detail. And at times I felt on the cusp of revelation akin to that of my idols, the Sufi poet Rumi, who says, I've lived on the lip of insanity, wanting to know reasons. The door opens. I've been knocking from the inside. I'm going to read that last sentence again. This is from Rumi. He's a Sufi poet. If you don't know who Rumi is, please look up his poetry. It's honestly like, it is beautiful. I want to get a Rumi oracle deck. Okay. So he says, I've lived on the lip of insanity. Insanity. I have lived on the lip of insanity. Wanting to know reasons. The door opens. I have been knocking from the inside. Okay, let me tell you guys why that was so powerful to me and what this even has to do, because we are well into it, and I do have, like I said, a couple more books that I want to share with you guys, because like I said, knowledge is power. I feel like we need to get and reconnect back into reading, and I was cleaning out my books, and I started getting all of these channel messages. I just started flipping to pages, literally just like flipping to them, and everything just connected. So I was like, I have to share this with other people because this helped me so much. So the whole reason, what started this pool reading and why I'm talking to you guys today actually came from my Flower Essences. It's an illustrated guide by Carol Rudd. This is an amazing book. A lot of these books I thrifted, but I'm sure you can find them like online somewhere. But basically I just prayed to God and Archangel Michael and Archangel Metatron, and I basically just prayed for a insight or herb that we could use, or an herb that would be or could be important to us right now. And the thing that I love about this book is it kind of ties in the metaphysical or spiritual ideas of certain things, and each plant has like an affirmation and like keywords and stuff with it. So I think that's really beautiful. And so what I turned to, like I said, this is Flower Essences by Carol Rudd, an illustrated guide. This is what it looks like. Okay, I'm on page 30, and it's Menzies Banksia. Menzies Banksia. This is what it looks like. I'm trying to show you guys. That is what it looks like. Okie dokie. So, I'm going to read the affirmation for this card. And I also I just have to say, can we look at the picture that came up for this? Come on, Spirit. Come on, Spirit. Like I said, we're talking about Black lives. We're talking about, because that's what I have been constantly thinking about for quite a while, but especially now, because literally, like, what's going on in the world, it has really made me just question a lot, and for a lot of reasons, just because I cannot find comfort in living in this perpetual hamster wheel. Hello, Jupiter Official. Thank you so much for joining. I can't find comfort in this perpetual hamster wheel. I need to find some sort of way for me to actively make some sort of effort or contribution, because 20 years from now, this shit can't keep happening. This shit should not still be happening. Okay. So the herb that came out, look at the picture. Look at the picture that came with the herb. And fire, the catalyst of fire, burning, things burning, has so much to do with this plant. And let me just get into it. So the affirmation for this says, I am free from past hurt and ready to meet my future. I need some water. I need some water. I am free from my past hurt and ready to meet my future. Okay, so it says, I'm going to read the therapeutic actions, the keywords, and the challenge for this plant. Okay. So, the therapeutic actions for Menzies Banksia, mind you, the spelling is Menzies, Banksia, Banksia, okay, boop. The signature name for this, or like the signature saying for this plant, is triumph over disaster leads to renewed energy. Triumph over disaster leads to what? Renewed energy. Okay. The therapeutic actions for this plant helps us to let go of past hurt in relationships and to find a new future with faith. On the physical level, it temporarily helps soothe intense, localized pain in muscle and soft tissue. So anyone who actually wants to go and get Menzies Banksia, this essence, this flower essence, this plant essence, and in this book, it also talks about how to actually make the essence, how to use the combination, best supportive techniques. Okay, right. Perfect timing, right? Perfect timing. So like I said, we're going to go back. On the physical level, what can this plant do? It can temporarily help soothe intense, localized pain in the muscle and soft tissue. Okay? Helps to keep the body relaxed when you anticipate future pain. Helps to keep the body relaxed. Okay? When you expect to anticipate future pain because of past experiences. For back pain, it can be rubbed on the outer ear with a Q-tip that has been dipped in the stock essence. Okay. Keywords for Menzies Banksia is, this is a positive, courage to release pain and to move ahead triumphantly. The negative is painful disappointment, deeply held body tension, fear of repeating the same experience. Okay, the challenge that this plant has is to release tension that keeps the body and the mind from moving forward freely. And I want to talk to you guys. Like I said, burning has a lot to do with this. Fire, destruction has a lot to do with this plant. And I think that that's very interestingly, extremely timely right now, because I think a lot of people have a lot of choice words about what's going on right now as far as the rioting, the looting, the protesting, and all of that. And I really implore you, anyone who feels some type of way, to study the Tower card in the tarot, especially since you're watching this. Really study the Tower card, and then let me know what you think about the people that are acting or responding in a way, to me, my dad taught me, if somebody smacked me in my fucking face, especially 500 times, I think I have the right to smack your ass back. Okay. So the habitat and growth pattern for Menzies Banksia is this, okay? Bushfires can be extremely dangerous in Australia, often dimming the sun as far as 1,000 miles away in New Zealand. The trees need to be able to live with fire. These trees can live with fire. Okay. In fact, the tough wooden seed pods stay tightly shut until the heat of a bushfire bursts them open. The seeds for these trees aren't even released until the trees are burned and scorched. This then throws the seeds into newly laid ash to await the first rains. So this destruction of these trees literally helps fertilize all of the earth around them. Because with the burning, the trees actually need to be burned to produce more life from the ashes. Oh my God, this is giving me Phoenix energy. It says, therefore, the Menzies Banksia species thrives on past misfortunes. Like I said, knowledge is power. Flower Essences, Carol Rudd. Okay? So, like I said, I pulled some... Sorry, you guys. My throat is hurting. Okay. So, like I said, I pulled some cards, and then I literally have like 8 books in front of me. So I'm gonna read from the Celestine Prophecy. I'm gonna read from my runes book. I have a crystal some crystals I can recommend for us to keep on us during this time for us to use. And I actually I got this book when I was a freshman in college. It's called Visions and Ciphers, and I actually got a channel message from this too, and it was very accurately, poignantly. So yeah, but let's talk about the cards, because that is something that I want to get into before this video gets too long. Okay. Ooh, excuse me, guys. So what I pulled from this, because like I said, we're talking about Menzies Banksia, that plant specifically, and I asked Spirit from my Witch's Wisdom Oracle deck. I said, Spirit, okay, boom. Spirit, boom. What can we do? What should we be doing during this time with Menzies Banksia? How can this help us? How can this herb most support us during this time? And 4 cards popped out. Magic, Security, Shadow, Power came out. The first 2 cards that came out were Magic and Security. This is Candles and Witches, Witch's Cottage. So these 2 cards are talking about the literal act of magic. Like I said, I am calling on all, okay, all of the people that actually believe in practicing magic. Take a look at Menzies Banksia. Thank you. Please. Okay. So I see a need, because like we were talking about with intention earlier, I want to read actually one more thing from this book that I found quite powerful. So this is from, like I said, The 7 Spiritual Laws of Superheroes, Harnessing Our Power to Change the World by Deepak Chopra. Intention is the fundamental impulse that activates all action, okay? And this is from page 119. Everything in nature is made up of energy and information. From a tree to a flower to a drop of rain to a dolphin or to even a human being. What differentiates all of these things is the organization of that energy and information. Embedded in intention, okay, is the organizing principle that activates differentiation. Okay, and he's gonna kind of break it down. All right, period. Let's see. It says, in other words, what separates you from a tree or a dolphin is not the substance of your being, okay, which is actually made up of the exact same oxygen, hydrogen, carbon, and nitrogen that make up everything. We are so connected, guys. Okay. But rather the way those elements have been constructed and the catalyst that ignited that construction, which is intent. I am going to read this last sentence again. In other words, what separates you from a tree or dolphin is not the substance of your being, which is actually made up of the exact same oxygen, hydrogen, carbon, and nitrogen that make up everything, but rather the way those elements have been constructed and the catalyst that ignited that construction, which is intent. What also differentiates you from everything else in nature is awareness. We as human beings in this world, with all the freedoms of this reality that we have been afforded, we have a duty to be aware. Yo, YouTube is a hoe because they literally said the stream has been stopped because we detect copyright audio. Okay. Let me see if I cut down my really low meditation music, if I can get back online. Mind you, it's still recording me. I'm so sorry, guys. This is the weirdest shit ever. Okay. I'm gonna just keep recording. And then, yeah, this is literally fucking crazy, Brandon. I'm gonna keep recording on YouTube. And, you know, I'm kind of shook. I'm so sorry, guys. Okay. Clearly there's some powerful messages being spewed up in here, so that is just a cue for me to keep it going. Okay. So what also differentiates you from everything else in nature is awareness. We have a duty to be aware. The human nervous system is built in such a way that we are aware. We can observe our own thoughts, feelings, emotions, beliefs, desires, motives, and instincts. The result is how we experience the world and what shapes our evaluation of it. No other animals on planet Earth have the same sophistication that we have, or contemplate, ruminate, or analyze their feelings, thoughts, emotions, beliefs, desires, motives, and instincts the way that we do. For those who develop mindfulness, a mindfulness about all of these impulses and understand the mechanics behind intention, great power, the power of nature itself, can be harnessed. I'm hearing sirens. That's 9/11. Archangel Michael is in the building. It's 3:32 on 3:33 on the YouTube clock, where the people is motherfucking clocking me because I'm speaking truth. It's cool because we're keeping it going. So like I said, that was from that book. And let's get into the cards, guys, because I really don't want this to be too long. So like I said, I'm trying to grab them. The cards that came out when I was asking about what can we do with Menzies, or is that the name of the, I gotta find it. Menzies Banksia. What can we do with this actual herb? Talking to all my little kitschy witchies, you know, talking to all my little witchy poos. What can we actually do with this, or what intention can this herb serve in our life? Because I'm looking for practical ways. We're taking knowledge, we're actually using it to some form of way. There's multiple ways to, you know, advocate and use your magic and use your power and use your intention. We need to be doing it, like I said, on all of these realms. So the first two cards that came out were Candles Magic and Witch's Cottage Security. So the sentence that actually came across, I'm going to show you guys the next two cards that came out, which is actually Scrying Mirror Shadow and Witch's Hat Power. But the sentence that came out was, the sentence that came out when I pulled these cards was Magic Security Shadow Power. Magic Security Shadow Power. And I think this is so interesting because, like I was talking about previously, I was talking about, I feel like our ancestors have a lot to tell us. I feel like the past has a lot to tell us. I feel like there is a lot of knowledge that we can use to help us right now that is not extremely quote unquote conventional. I'm so sorry, you guys. We are live, baby. So I feel like there's just a lot of knowledge that we can do, and I am talking to people who believe in magic and who believe in actually manifesting it in a tangible way, because the Candles Magic card is literally here. The Candles Magic card is literally here. Like, if that doesn't say something, what does? And literally the card that came after it was Security. I want to read for you. It says, for this card, it says, this is a magical time for you. Your manifesting abilities are strong. Keep your thoughts and focus positive. Use candles at home, at bath time, and in sacred ceremony. Study candle colors for healing and magical purposes. Keep shining brightly. It says, your desire to work as a magical practitioner is acknowledged as the candles illuminate the path for path of the wise for you. The spark of inner wisdom calls you to invoke the divine, for true magic begins with your desire to make something happen. True magic begins with your desire to make something happen. It is all about intention. Come on, bruja. Okay, so it says, time for a little candle magic. As you gaze into the sacred flame, you're reminded of your true connection to the source, for your soul spark is immortal. Never doubt your abilities to focus, willpower, and visualization, for in doing so, you are disregarding the powers of the world that live beyond that which is seen. Okay? Never doubt your abilities of focus, willpower, and visualization, for in doing so, you are disregarding the powers of the world that live beyond that which is seen. Do not disrespect the magic that got you here. Okay? Seriously, do you know how... y'all not gonna have me ranting, but do you know how many prayers were whispered over the generations of people that got us here? Like, everybody that is watching this, we are powerful. Please stop giving away your magic and your power. Please stop denouncing it because you're afraid to accept the shadow aspects that exist in all of us. Please. Okay? Please. Ancestors been giving me messages in my dreams. Come on now. I listen. I literally have been having dreams about being on a mission to... Okay. People are waking up. Okay. At this point, we cannot be caught lacking. We can all protect and provide and nourish each other. The people that need it the most, we are so okay, I'm just gonna keep going. Whew. Okay. Remember, all is magic and illusion. Remember, all is magic and illusion. This sacred act of candle magic has been with you since your very first birthday. Okay? As you blew out the flickering flame before you and made a wish, you worked with the three principles of magic that makes dreams come true. Belief in your tools, as well as yourself, is key as you keep in mind the threefold law when performing any magic ritual. It says magic comes from deep within. Ignite the flame, let it begin. Desires in mind, don't be the fool. Focus as you choose your tool. The magic is worked with harm to none, so mote it be, there it is done. Amen. So mote it be. Ashe. Woo. All right. So the next card that came out, come on now, birthdays. We as people, we have so many rituals that we have in our everyday lives that people don't like to acknowledge as rituals because you know, we have been terrified into believing our own magic because it's so powerful. And I mean, it makes sense. It's a very great, it's a very, 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 very great tool. Okay, so the next card that came out is Security Cottage. And what I love about this is there's a black cat sitting out front. Okay, baby, here's my YouTube bees. And this is from my Witch's Wisdom Oracle. And this is Witch's Cottage, okay? So, it says, let others in instead of shutting them out. Let others in instead of shutting them out. Let others in instead of shutting them out. You are protected, supported, and safe. Trust in a divine outcome. Recognize your strengths and talents. A new home awaits, okay? Rediscover your likes and dislikes. Don't try too hard to fit in. Hello, Keda Rare. Thank you so much for tuning in, baby. This is the message of the Witch's Cottage Security, okay? So let's tune in. So this is what the Witch's Wisdom Oracle is for this card. It says insecurities and a lack of self-confidence have a habit of manifesting. They have a habit of manifesting. Feeling like an outsider makes it difficult to be positive and fit in. So right now, instead of being on the outside looking in, you have been given the key to let yourself into the Witch's Cottage for a while, where you can find all you need to become strong enough to deal with everything that is hurled at you. Explore every room and discover what it is that you feel you're good at and what you feel most comfortable with. You may find that it is the kitchen filled with herbs and plants to make medicinal recipes, or perhaps it is the welcome warmth of the hearth where you feel most at home. As you investigate, you will discover the right tools and meet the right friends and familiars along the way for you to choose from and work with until you feel strong enough. Hello, mommy. Until you feel strong enough and ready to reemerge with security as your supporter into the bold and confident witch that you really are. Like I said, ignoring the magic that is present around all of us is literally us ignoring the magic that literally got us here. Like I said, so many prayers are embedded within our sheer existence. We cannot discredit and discount the spirit that needs to exist in everything that we do so we can be successful. Okay, so it says, within the forest, dark and deep, is a dwelling yours to keep. Safe within your home, you'll be assisted by security. The magic is worked with harm to none, so mote it be, there it is done. Yes, okay. So, with these two cards being the first cards that came out, I feel like I said, because we are talking about the flower essence of Menzies Banksia, okay? Menzies Banksia, I didn't forget, yes, Menzies Banksia. So I feel like candle magic, even candle magic in regards to protection or security could be something good, to protect this in, even if this is, if we start planting Menzies Banksias around us, like I said, because these fires live, these plants, these flowers live in the fire. They literally are fertilized by the scorching of their own selves and replant themselves in their own ashes. Okay, and one thing that I also want to talk about is the color and the shape. It says each cone-like flower head comprises 1,000 individual flowers. The cones are brush-like. Okay, and it says that so Menzies Banksia is insignificant in stature compared to the Banksias and is often unsightly in appearance, okay? It blooms in the fall when the reddish flower begins to open from the base, gradually taking their time, sometimes taking weeks. Row after row of flowers open until the flowering reaches the top of the cone, looking like a splendid candles on a Christmas tree. Given time, we can all grow into our potential no matter what sufferings we have had to endure. And so another beautiful message message that I got from this card is the fact that, look, y'all, at the end of the day, we need to continue to apply this pressure. Period. Just like they gonna continue to apply this pressure. Okay. So like I said, candle magic, okay, security, Menzies Banksia could be something good to incorporate into actual candle magic for protection, you know, for guidance, for anything like that. But the two next cards that came out were shadow power. Shadow power, baby, shadow power. Our shadow has power, okay? We need to be calling on all aspects of ourselves, okay, to be prepared for battle. Okay, you cannot be in some form of internal discord, because both your light and dark need to show up, okay, because they are, like I said, coming at us on all frontiers. So what I want to talk about next is the scrying mirror. Alrighty, ready. The scrying mirror, shadow. Yes, Ashe. Okay, so it says you are only using half of your true potential. Okay, the people that are doing what they need to do, thank you. In all ways, shapes, and forms. To anyone that is actually doing something, thank you. But there are so many other things that we can do in so many other different forms. We need to all be doing something. Okay? So it says, you are using only half of your true potential. Understand the importance of duality in all that you do. Okay. This literally reminds me of in the scene in Sucker Punch, when it was like the trinity of the girls and they were like killing all these, they were snapping and they were like moving in ballet over on top and through each other. And because of how well they worked together, they got out of that situation, you know? And it's like, that movie is a whole nother story, but that's what this just reminded me of. Okay, it says, knowing yourself fully will enhance your magical work. Something is being hidden from you. Open your eyes. It says, through the scrying mirror lives a power that you have been avoiding. Focusing on only the qualities of light can serve half of who you are. Okay, it says, there is no point in denying the part of you that you are refusing to see when the shadow shows up. Look again and face your shadow side. There is nothing to fear, for this is a part of who you are. The light cannot exist without the dark, and when recognized, completes the duality of light and dark, goddess and God within you. Once acknowledged and accepted, get to know your shadow side. Learn its ways and its vulnerabilities until you recognize and understand this alternative power that resides within you. Until you can recognize and understand this alternative power within you. Hello, beautiful. Thank you so much for tuning in. Yes, Sucker Punch is so good. Okay. It takes great skill to observe it and to know when and what to take from it when the situation arises. Shadows cannot exist without the light, and from the shadows comes the light. Okay, by knowing yourself fully in this way, you strengthen your energy and increase your personal power. Mirror, mirror, give me sight. Show me shadows through the light. Except I shall this power in me of pure divine duality. This magic is worked with harm to none. So mote it be. There it is done. So mote it be. Amen. Ashe. Okay. So I feel like our shadow sides, I feel like the shadow aspects of us, and I also just feel like I was saying, our ancestors or this magic within us, especially to people who are a little bit apprehensive about using their magic in a tangible way in this world to feel like they can influence or help certain outcomes be achieved. We need to be working on this level too. And I feel like the shadow card is just here to show us that, especially if you are doing these workings, to really make sure that you are balanced internally, shadow and light, dark and light, because both aspects of you need to be coming to the table to address this shit. Because anything that you do not show up with, it's like in the last reading somebody said, they know more about us than we know about them. And they and them can be, look, okay, this, I don't want this to be too long, but so we're going to keep it going. But it's just like, we need to, being complacent and misinformed cannot continue. And that is why I'm reading these excerpts from this book. That's why in the description box beneath this video, when I post it on my IGTV, I'm going to put all of the 8 recommendations of the books that I'm reading from, including the Oracle deck that I'm reading this from. Because like I said in the last reading, knowledge is power, and I don't want to be a hypocrite. I know that there's something that I can contribute. I have books around me. Like I said, I'm literally moving, and these are just the channeled messages that I got, and I really feel like Spirit wanted to sit me down and give me this message, me this personal message, because I've been walking around with fucking anxiety about what is going on right now, like, and it gave me peace. So I just wanted to share this peace with you guys. And if any of you guys find any clarity or comfort in this messages, then I feel like that is one of the ways I will continue to advocate for the rights of my people, my Black people. I love you. Okay. So sorry, that's my heart chakra bell. No, I'm not apologizing, but that's my heart chakra bell, and I just had to ring that. Okay. Whew. Thank you for tuning in. Okay, so, and if you guys are jumping in the middle of this reading, I will be posting this on my IGTV. Please, anything that you missed, go back and watch it, because I had a lot of information I read from, I think, 2 or 3 books previous to this, different excerpts, and I'm going to read from a couple more once we get to our last oracle card, which is the Witch's Hat, Power. First of all, I saw this beautiful picture with these witches that were protesting, and it was saying hex white supremacy. And look, y'all, I don't believe in hexing and none of that shit or whatever, but if there was one thing that I would hex, okay. So the Witch's Hat says, sorry y'all, how doing? Okay, the Witch's Hat is represents power, and even look at the idea that she's cloaked, honey. Black is such a beautiful and powerful color. Think about all the people who traditionally wear black and how they are ostracized and how they were persecuted and how they were murdered for their beliefs and their rights. Even when I think about the Black Panthers, okay, come on, like, okay. The Witch's Wisdom Oracle deck for Witch's Wisdom Oracle for this card is, you are more powerful than you think. You are more powerful than you think. Enforce some authority. Enforce some authority. Hello, Uncle. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is the card of the Witch's Hat, and we're talking about our power and what we can do to make some sort of effective change in what is going on right now. Because I feel like I have been carrying the weight of a lot of what has been going on, what has been continued to go on, and I just wanted to figure and add my 2 cents to the pot, especially when I think it is necessary to be talking and communicating within each other. I think that is something that is very important. Okay, so it says enforce some authority. Someone is trying to influence you. Walk away from those who do not serve your highest interests. Reclaim your power. Investigate your past lives to heal fears of persecution. I love you so much, Uncle. Thank you so much for watching. It literally says investigate your past lives to heal fears of persecution. Anyone that is afraid to stand up and actually do something and be an effective asset and not a liability to what the fuck is going on right now, you really need to take a look at the ways in which we were groomed to be complacent, especially in the face of injustices to our own people. Okay, so declaring yourself a witch isn't about dressing up and just looking the part. It runs much deeper than that. A true witch understands where their strengths lie and uses them accordingly and wisely. Uses their best strengths accordingly and wisely. What are your strengths? What can you do to help? Everybody needs to be doing something in multiple ways, because we have a lot of progress to make. Okay? A true witch understands where their strengths lie and uses them accordingly and wisely. You have all that it takes to walk the ancient path of the old ways, and yet you allow others to disempower you. You tend to give in when your words and beliefs are mocked. Past memories of persecution are linked to your fears. Past memories of persecutions are linked to your fears. I feel like even a lot of anxiety and stuff, what's going on right now, has a lot to do with even a lot of residual energy that Black people hold as a culture when it comes to revolt, when it comes to justice, when it comes to murder, when it comes to lynching, because that is what's going on right now. Okay, I'm gonna calm down because the videos be getting shut down when my energy be getting high. Okay. So basically, all right. You tend to give in when your words and beliefs are mocked. Past memories of persecution are linked to your fears. Literally, around this same time, the killings and the massacre of Black Wall Street was I think yesterday or a couple of days ago. So even when you think about, like I was talking about, residual energy and maybe some of the anxiety and fears that we are feeling right now, all of what's occurring is not on accident. They know more about us than we know about them. They understand more about power and influence than we know or can comprehend about the way that they understand power and influence, or the way that we can effectively be powerful and influential. Okay. Past memories of persecution are linked to your fears, which cause your light to fade and hide in the shadows. So if your light is hiding in the shadows, baby, we got to go to the shadows and we got to shine. All right. We already talked about shadow because we talked about the scrying mirror. Okay, we're keeping going. Okay, time to stamp your foot in defiance to anything past or present. Time to stamp your foot in defiance to anything past or present that is stopping you from growing into the wise one you are truly are. By standing strong, you are in a state of declaring to the world that you are the wisdom keeper others are waiting to turn to. They have mastered it. Yes, they have. Look, okay? By standing strong, you are in a state of declaring to the world that you are the wisdom keeper others have been waiting to turn to. Now you can wear your witch's hat and stand in your full strength as you step into your optimum power, never to be given away. It says the hat is a visual representation of the cone of power, which creates higher wisdom. And it's funny because there's a lot that's been going on as far as cones, and I don't know the importance of that, or just the idea of being masked, the idea of being cloaked. Even if you look, you can't really see her face, but she's powerful. Repeats from the past hold you in fear. They keep you back when you're so near. Your strength reclaimed grows by the hour. Now step back in your self-power. The magic is worked with harm to none. So mote it be. There it is, done. Okay. I want to wrap this up because this is going on, a little bit long. Okay. Posting these lots. Okay. The card that I wanted to figure out is when to pull this all together, and like I said, I'm calling on all my brujas, okay, on my brujos, okay, on my magic babes and babies that actually influence the world in a way that is tangible. We were talking about Menzies Banksia earlier, okay, and the card that I pulled to tie all of this together from just like a playing deck is the 5 of Diamonds, the 5 of Pentacles. So I feel like something that would be powerful, or a way that would be powerful to use this herb, if you have this herb, if you know of this herb, or even if anything that I have said to you inspires you to do any magic on June 5th, because this is the 5th card. June 5th is the full moon. Hello, Shelby. Thank you so much for joining. But like I said, this is what is tying everything together, and this is the 5 of Diamonds. Oh my God, this is about to end, and I just want to say that June 5th is going to be very important, okay? I feel like also the 5 Pentacles, using this for our 5 senses, actually using this in actual magic would also be imperative or important. Using this on the 5th day of the week, whenever you can get your hands on Menzies Banksias, could be good. planting 5 plants, trying to get it, any of that. I think that would be important. I used my, what is this, Crystals and Healing book to think about some crystals that we could use right now. And like I said, I just intuitively turned to a page, and the page that it turned to was grief. Okay, the 2 crystals that they said that would be powerful for this are obsidian and smoky quartz. Okay, grief is a very powerful emotion. One stone that can absorb your grief is black obsidian. Okay, during times of extreme grief, carry black obsidian in your pants pocket. So anyone that is going out to actually, participate in anything, try to carry obsidian, smoky quartz. If there's any way possible, if you know anybody that has crystals or anything like that, maybe we can get some sort of crystal giveaway, certain thing going on. I don't know. Let's figure that out. Yes. And I just want to say thank you so much for tuning in and watching my IGTV. I love you guys so much. I really appreciate you so much for tuning in. If you did not catch the beginning of this, it will be posted on my IGTV. So don't feel like you can't get any of the messages, because a lot of what I talked about is very powerful. And I am actually going to wrap up on my YouTube. So if you want to head over to YouTube and try to catch the end of this live, this is all I will be talking about on IGTV. Thank you so much for tuning in. Like I said, this will be on IGTV. I am the Pink Lady. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for tuning in. And the book recommendations will be in this description box below. Okay, period.